Well, a very good evening once again and welcome to News Hour. Our discussion with Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli begins, and we are in Kajiado at his private residence. We have a lot to talk about tonight from here. There's a lot of development in the political scene that we need to know what's happening. That's why tonight we have made a deliberate decision to look for him right here. Katibu, thank you so much for welcoming us to your home.
Thank you.
And perhaps a good place to begin for you, because I have never been to this home, but I have seen quite a number of delegations, including senior party officials and government officials coming here. Are you deep state?
First of all, before you go there, I had this year decided that I would not entertain any interview until after elections, because we need to put our ears on the ground and so on. Having said that, let me tell you outright away, there is nothing like deep state. These are some of the perceived stories. Just like when we are told there are other things or big animals or something fantastic or something huge that can consume the whole world. There's nothing like deep state. I don't work for the government. I'm not a government agent. I'm a labor leader of international repute. I was first elected on 3rd of September in 1967 at a depot that had about 1,000 people on Commercial Street at the industrial area as a chief shop steward. In 1971, I became a branch secretary. All the way along. In 1973, I became national organizing secretary of my organization. Until I've soldiered on, 1971, I went to Italy College of Labor Studies when it was still owned by the Italian labor movement. So I've gone on, had several courses and so on. Up to date, I'm a labor leader. I speak for Africa, I speak for the larger Trade Union Federation of Eastern Africa. And I'm number 2 in the world. I'm the vice president of the International Trade Union Confederation, based in Brussels, Belgium. I'm a member of the ILO governing body, the big executive that regulates the world of work. I have nothing to do through social partnership.
Okay.
As per the ILO Convention number 144, I'm compelled to work with the government, employers, and workers.
Okay. Even politically, you compelled to work with the government in terms of improving labor relations and anything that touches on labor, or it also empowers you to work politically,
Absolutely.
to be active in the political...
Absolutely.
Okay. So what part do you play, Katibu, in politics?
Let me tell you, labor movement is perceived to be a pressure group. We are not like any other civil society. We operate under specific legislation. Very well known. We are reflected on what we do in the national constitution. But any labor leader who is worth his salt, he must check on government.
Okay.
Because government is the one that provides an enabling environment from where all of us operate. If you have a bad government, then it will be very difficult for you to better terms and conditions of service of workers. If you have a corrupt government, or government that is appetite with exploitation either of labor or maximization of the same government participates in, doing profit, competing with other members of private sector, then you would have a lot of problem.
Okay.
And as a Kenyan, I have history of our country. I have history of our leaders. I know each and everyone. And I happen to be a leader of workers in this country. So first and foremost, I must know who is going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya.
And that's where the problem lies, Katibu, because even right now, as the Secretary General of Kotu, you have taken a political stand. Just in case your political stand doesn't go the direction you want, you are definitely partisan. Does it allow you also to play when you're partisan?
Let me tell you, I'm a bad loser, Ken. I don't like losing. Therefore, I don't gamble. And whatever I do, I don't do it if, or in the event. There is nothing like that. In the event Ken Mijungu is elected, how will you? I don't gamble. I have never gambled.
But you have been a Kanu supporter.
I served Kenyatta.
Yes.
I served Moi. I served Kibaki.
And you're still a KANU member?
I'm serving Uhuru.
Yes.
Because I don't gamble.
But you're a KANU member?
Absolutely.
You lost in 2002.
I have accepted that.
Yes, so you lose.
No, but I knew we were going to lose.
And you still
and I prepared myself for that losing. But I don't like losing.
How do you transition then? Just in case anything can happen, this election has been said is too close to call. You can't know the winning side as of now, unless you know something.
I know the winning side.
What is the winning side, Katiba?
Tell me, are you a Kenyan?
What is the winning side, Katiba?
Let me ask you, are you a Kenyan?
What is the winning side?
If you are a Kenyan, you should be able to know the winning side of now. Today we had two major important rallies. One was in Kajiado, the other one was in Naivasha. Of the two leading horses, were you watching? Do you happen to come from a newsroom? Do you come from a media house? No, come on, Kerry.
But
if you are watching, just watching how the Kenyan politics is evolving, you should be able to know who is winning and who is losing.
I don't know.
Then you are an alien in this country.
That's the decision of Kenyans to know who's going to win this election.
Absolutely, but if you are a Kenyan and you know how Kenyan politics evolve, you should be able to know who is winning and who is losing.
Perhaps educate me, from where you sit, who's winning the election and who's losing the election?
2014, I did say William Samoei Ruto will not be the president of Kenya. It has never happened. Where is he coming from? Come on, tell me, Ken, where does he come from? You can't come out of the blues and then you claim that you can be a president of the Republic of Kenya. All of these people who led us, including Moi was in KADU. KADU was an opposition part to KANU when we were getting independence. Mwai Kibaki went to the opposition. You know that?
When he
Uhuru Kenyatta
yes,
led the opposition, even in the House. Raila, his headquarters has been in the opposition. What are the political credentials of William Samoei Ruto? What is his experience? Have you listened to him talking? The same message everywhere he goes, and he's bitter. And Kenyans are watching.
9 years, Katibu.
Let me tell you.
9 years,
Did you listen to Moi?
As a deputy president, 9 years. You can't just wish him away and dismiss him. You can't. Before Kenyans vote, you can't. Look at the crowds, for example. Look at the amount of crowd he attracts wherever he goes. You can just dismiss him as someone who can win an election. He could be the first person to come from nowhere.
I think you were young then. Did you know somebody in Kenya called Kenneth
Stanley Njindo Matiba?
Matiba.
Yes.
You knew him?
Yes.
Did you see where he came from overseas? Did you see the crowd? It's unfortunate you didn't see Jaramogi Oginga Odinga with the crowd. Did you see Masinde Muliro when he was being visited, when he first had a meeting in Kakamega Muliro Gardens? These are people who had the crowd, credible crowds.
Organic crowd.
Absolutely. Did they become presidents?
They were never vice presidents or deputy presidents. I mean, they didn't have the government on their side. They didn't put the structure that the government
Did you listen to Paul Joseph Ngei? I'm telling you about the crowd pullers. Did you listen to Joseph Martin Shikuku? These are people who used to pull crowds that are even nowhere nearer to what you are seeing Ruto trying to go around and alleging that he has support. If you want to know and you are around, on 9th of August is not far. Wait for the results. And there will be no rerun. There will be no rerun. Take it from me and take it to the bank. That is the day we will recognize and realize Atwoli is an elder. And please, don't bring me something big. Just come and say, thank you, Francis. What you said has come to pass.
The number of members of parliament who are in the Jubilee Party that have crossed over to the deputy president's camp. Look at the voting that went to parliament and how they voted along political affiliation. Regardless of the fact that the handshake side won, look at the numbers that William Ruto was able to marshal even in parliament. You can't wish that away also, that he doesn't have members of parliament. Forget about the crowd now, but the members of parliament.
Let me ask you, in 1966, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga walked out of Kenyatta government. He formed a party called Kenya People's Union. Do you know who was his vice president in that party? Was no another person other than Bildad Kagia. He had everybody, including my MP of Makadara, who was, I'm now forgetting his name very fast. He was Mkamba, who was my MP in Makadara. He had almost everybody, he worked almost with everybody. Selnyalik, the whole of Nyanza MPs. Did he become the president?
Dynamics have changed, Katibu. This is 2000.
What I'm telling you is what normally happens. Even those who walked out and supported William Samoei Ruto, half of them or 3/4 of them might not be re-elected in the August coming election.
Might is a good term to use, Katibu. Might. Which means they could.
No. What I'm saying, some who have done very well in their own local constituencies might be elected, but they will not be in a position to make William Samoei Ruto become a president.
Okay. Your backyard is hemorrhaging very fast. Just last week, there was an earthquake, a week ago. There was an earthquake.
There was nothing like earthquake.
There was an earthquake. Musalia Mudavadi left ANC. Left Oka, and Moses Wetangula left Oka. And they're now with the deputy president. Aside from the members of parliament and leaders you're dismissing, and even the new crop of leaders that are coming up, they're on the other side.
Which side?
Ruto's side.
Western Kenya is a locked country for Azimio. La Umoja in Western Kenya, like Nyanza, is closed up for Azimio. Coast is closed up for Azimio. Here in Masai Land, where I stay, is closed up for Azimio. Unless if you are blind, my friend. Parts of Rift Valley. Go to Trans Nzoia, is closed up for Azimio. So where are William Samoei's root of votes? UDA might become a very local tribe political party. And there is nothing like Kenya Kwanza. That is UDA. Because it has its leader. Its leader is William Samoei Ruto. Let's accept the facts. You don't need to go to any school of economics where there are calculations of mathematics, research on data, collection, and so on, to give you the number of... Today, I was calling a friend in one of the dailies, because there is a daily which always comes up and saying, oh, William Ruto is this percentage, and so on. I wanted him to compare data. Recently, when Ruto was in Kirinyaga, Raila was in Murang'a. The number of people who were there, who attended the meeting, and the number of people who attended the Kirinyaga meeting. If you are watching, he was in Kiambu, and Raila was around in Kawangwara and Kagemi, and where the number of the people he had, and when he went there, round, his people went round, recently going round where they were arguing on the platform, the number of the people they have. These are people who can order, attract supporters from the markets and manipulation of TV cameras. Come on!
that fact has been there's alternative facts to what you're saying, because we see, Katibu, we are Kenyans and Kenya is our business. We see
Absolutely.
What's happening around. The vote has not been cast, Katibu. We have not cast the vote.
Kenyan, let me tell you.
We are registering voters.
Kenyan voters are the most intelligent voters. I have never seen Kenyan voters. You must read them well. Some can come and attend, some can come to you. Some are even Kenyan politicians. They are very cunning. But if you want to know them, just read what the ordinary people are saying.
Okay.
Put on a jacket, put on a cape, and disguise yourself, mingle out the people. Just listen, walking, go to the market, keep quiet, and listen what the ordinary Kenyans are saying. The
same ordinary Kenyans we see in campaign rallies.
Absolutely, some go there, we used to have somebody in Yualuo Nyanza called Migele. Migele came from those same areas. He was a cattle rustler, and he covered both Nyanza and Western. This is a fellow who was very famous. From Western Kenya to Nyanza, he could come to your house, he slaughters your goats and what have you, he feasts on your food, and you are sleeping, and he walks away with your animals. This man was famous. Anybody would like to go and see him. If you hear Miguel is on the market, everybody would like to go and see him. So there is popularity that is positive, and there is popularity that is negative, where people want to go and see, is this Miguel? Or is this a witch whom I'm being told so-and-so is a witch? What are you telling you?
Are you dismissing the move that Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula pulled?
Let me ask you, whom did they go with when they were crossing? I told you these guys, and I said it earlier last year, there are two political parties who are political commercial kiosks. Because if I'm leading an organization, if I want to come up with a policy issue, very major policy issue as the purported earthquake, you can't call your colleagues, your fellow members of parliament that you have, your team, your executive, and convince them. You just wait and you want people to see William Samoei Ruto as an earthquake in your meeting, sitting behind there pretty, knowing very well that these two sisters now are my wife from today. Shenzi sana.
Do you mean there's no impact that their move is causing?
Nothing.
They are leaders.
On Monday I had a meeting. We had a meeting in Kakamega, a meeting of leaders of substance from the 5 counties of Western Kenya. They had their own leaders of substance, leaders that they have heavily invested into, leaders who are guiding them politically, leaders that they listen to what they say, leaders that have address, leaders that have not lost their manhood and womanhood. What are you telling me? There are leaders and there are segmented people who purport to be leaders when they have lost their, if they are men, they have lost their manhood. If they are women, they have lost their womanhood. And what makes a man to be a man is manhood. What makes a woman to be a woman of substance is womanhood. When you lose it, my friend, whom are you? Or who are you?
Definitely Musalia Mudavadi, a leader from Western Kenya, has some impact. I'll take you back to 2013 when President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto first won the election. In 2013, he took away 483,000 votes from Western Kenya. These votes, they argue, should have been in Raila's camp. When he joined Raila in 2017, Raila did much, much better in Western Kenya then. Right now, he's left again. I mean, you can't just say
let me tell you,
no impact.
Even forget about 2013. 2013, how many votes did Raila get in Western Province? He got more votes than him.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, 2017, it was after 2016, I used my own resources, the man I have worked for, more than 200 million, to make him a Luya spokesperson at Buhungu 1 on 31st of December 2016. All Musalia's MPs, and they are there, you can go and ask them. I did campaign for him to get a sizable number of MPs that he had in ANC. I was behind him. And the reason was that when the late Professor George Shiwani was almost dying, he told me, Francis, don't let Musalia go alone. Try to assist him, support him. So I was fulfilling the promise that was made to me by the late George Shiwani to support Musalia to become a Luya spokesperson. Up to now, he's still the spokesperson. He has never had a public rally in Bungoma. He has never had a public rally in Busia. He has never had a public rally in Trans Nzoia. He has never had a public rally even in his Vihiga tough home. You can only hear him where there are funerals, and funerals, the convener of the meeting of funerals is that person lying in the coffin. Or in the church in Maringo, at the Friends Church in Maringo, or in Kawangware. And I told him, my friend, let's support you to have a big rally. We want you to seal Western.
That's in 2017.
That is 2017 and from 2017, 2016 up to this time, so that you can have a voice. You cannot go to Ruto without anything, and then when you sit on the table,
he's a spokesperson. You just said that. I mean, he speaks for the Mlembe Nation.
Why couldn't he do? Why has he been abandoned by the Mlembe Nation?
Not all of it.
It's because
not all of it. Not all of it. We just see a few pockets of leaders moving to DAPK.
Ah, my friends, leaders leading who?
The people.
Were you in Kakamega? Did you watch? The clip is there in your studio on 31st of December.
Mm-hmm. The Buhungu
last year, the Buhungu too.
Yes.
Where 10,000 people were locked out because government feared stampede. It was full to the... What are you telling me? Even the Monday's leadership meeting, everybody attended.
What was your interest in spending 200 million? What were you getting apart from Eshiwani's wishes? What was the interest? 200 million.
The interest is that every region has a spokesperson. Every region has some ambitious program to get into the government. Every region has people to protect. Every region requires to have a political say in Kenya or in any given country, be it in Asia, Latin America, everywhere, every region. And our region with our own community, because let me tell you, Kenya's politics is based on ethnicity. And we must take it that way positively. We must accept that Kenyan politics is tribal. We must accept it that way. That is why we have tribal kingpins.
So you wanted to create a tribal king?
Absolutely, like other people.
Yeah, and at
like
that time,
other people have done.
At that time, you're happy with him. Suddenly, he's left, and you're so unhappy with him.
No, me, I'm not so unhappy. It is him who is unhappy.
You released a statement.
No, because you see, if I make it to be a leader, I can make somebody else to be a leader. If I open that door for you and show you where to sit, I can open it again and tell you, get out, and I get somebody in that particular position. So me, I'm not aggrieved. Me, I'm not affected. And one thing, let me tell you, me, I'm not a politician. I don't want to be an MCA, a member of parliament, or a governor, or a senator, or even a president. The position I can't fight for is deputy president, because you must hang on somebody's shoulder to be appointed. So what I'm telling you, I am a free and independent person. I was just doing it for two reasons. One, that the region has a political spokesperson and somebody who can guard the community's interest or champion the aspirations and interests of a community.
Okay.
Two, as a person from a pressure group who represents the working men and women of this country, we can get somebody also when we want an improvement in legislation as concerns working people to assist or to champion for us. That is what we normally look for.
Okay, okay. So to the extent that you'll spend, perhaps to me 200 million is a big figure. Perhaps to you it's not a big figure. Aside from the fact that Musalia Mudavadi has crossed over on the other side and you dismiss it as of no political consequence, I mean, at the end of the day, do you agree with me that there's a little bit of a miscalculation right now for the side you support, that's Azimio, the fact that Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi were behind Raila Odinga? There's a little bit of miscalculation there.
Let me tell you, you people, you might have not known Odinga, Raila Odinga. Do you know who Raila Amolo Odinga is? This is a man who started his politics when he was 9 years old. On the continent of Africa, besides Ado, the current president of Ghana, he's the man who has fought several battles for this country. Detained. He has seen it all. He's a man who can enter Western Kenya, given the relationship between Western Kenya and Nyanza, without somebody's permission. And he will make it. This time, fortunately, he has friends in Western Kenya. So Mudavadi or Wetangula, they can benefit from Raila. It is not the other way around. It's just like most people with less mind, less thinking, people who have no history, people who cannot appreciate, are saying Raila can be a government project. Do you believe that? It is the other way around. It's government which can be Raila's project, not Raila to be a government's project. And he has done it severally. He has made William Samoei Ruto a minister. He has made Musalia Mudavadi a deputy prime minister and several other positions. How does he today become a government project? Short-sighted leaders.
Perhaps because President Uhuru Kenyatta may favor him. So,
President Uhuru Kenyatta, like another citizen, and he's going home, he can have a say, this is the right person for me to vote for. Like what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is my position. My position is a properly well-researched position. Because at my age, I can't afford to make a mistake. Given the history that I have, given the movements I have led, given the relationships that I have made with people and several people, given time I've taken to understand Kenya's politics. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the Musalia factor and Wetangula, we should not be even discussing them.
okay.
To me, that is not a subject, a political subject.
Has it made Western Kenya more divided? Because this is something you've also championed. There are different factions right now.
Which one? In Western Kenya, if there is a faction, it may be the old UDA fellows who are in Jubilant, they went with William Samoei Ruto. These are Ruto's friends. They are known people like in Kakamega or Shiari, you can't do away with them.
So the rest are intact?
The rest are intact. And if anything, they have been affected more.
Okay.
Because if you look at Wetangula's party, people, almost everybody is moving to a new outfit of Wamunyinyi.
Okay.
So
that's my point. This outfit,
this is not a division.
DAPK, is it your brainchild?
No.
Are you behind that party?
No, it's not my brainchild. It's a force from those areas where Ford Kenya was.
Are you behind the DAPK?
Nobody is behind it because it is being led by men of substance, credible leaders. You can't tell me that somebody who is closer to that, like a Eugene Wamalwa, is not a person with capability to handle such a situation. Or Wamunyinyi, who has been in parliament for a long time. So one of the senior Kenyan politicians from Western Kenya. Or Dr. Seri, for that matter, who is the secretary of that party. You know he has been in parliament on several occasions. Being re-elected, elected, re-elected, and re-elected. These are men of substance who are behind that DAP party. So you can't tell me it is my brainchild.
It's a counter move. This was your chess move.
No. Me, the role, let me tell you, the role I play is advisory role as an elder from that region. 2, on 10th, it started on 29th of May last year, here in my home, when I was asked by the Luhya political leaders to join Oparanya and Wamalwa and to act as a negotiator in case there is any negotiations that are required between parties, between us and government, between us and other friends. I should play a role of negotiator. And something which was also supported on 10th of October last year at Golf Hotel in Kakamega. So the role I'm playing is a very low-level role, advisory role, and a role of negotiating where possible.
Most of the officials for Wafula Wamunyinyi, all of them right at the top, are rebels from Ford Kenya, Wetangula's party. That's why there must be someone who brought them together, because they tried a coup in 2019, it failed. Now they have a splinter party that is reacting to what perhaps Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula were going to do. So it came right in time before they moved.
Let me tell you, those people were intact at that time. They had won for the Kenya elections. They had won for the Kenya support. But I suspect some people in the government, they were thinking that maybe people like Moses Wetangula would go their way, and they tried to protect them when they had no people. So immediately when this guys comes up with a political outfit, everybody moves from the Ford Kenya, the Seychelles now, like ANC Seychelles, moves to that DAP, and they leave those two guys alone.
Okay. Let's talk about Oka, the way it is. What is perhaps a reflection of where Oka is right now? What will be the game plan of Oka eventually? I
said if Oka cannot think hard, but I'm happy today they released something. It had no legs to stand on. I said it, I tweeted this morning, I said like that, because I had looked at it, and I said my party leader who is there, he's just learning. Because Oka must move fast and join the winning team. Because people, if they don't do so, the Kenyans who are watching the political, both in UDA, in Azimio la Umoja, and other political outfits, are calculating. The more you sit put without making a decision, because a decision making is the one that can put you in the process of leadership. But if you delay to make a decision, then somebody else will make a decision for you, which will be very wrong. So I think Oka, they should move fast and make a decision. They should not remain like what I'm saying. They will be, you know, I would tell you what, for example, UDA, they started last year, drawing huge crowds and what have you. And even some businessmen were worried. They started taking money to them, thinking they are going to form the government. They didn't know. Until when Raila emerged. And until after Kasarani, when things started changing. So what I'm trying to tell you is that Oka has, Kalonzo is one of the most experienced political leaders we have in this country. You cannot wish him away. He knows what he's supposed to do, but he should not delay. Today I said he should remember what happened at one time in Ukambani. Paul Ngei came up with a party known as APP, African Political Party, something like that in Ukambani. But when he realized that he would be overrun by KANU, he dismantled that thing immediately and joined KANU. He left politics when he was one of the most powerful politicians in this country. So what I'm trying to say is that Kalonzo should also read the signs of the time.
Okay. The signs of time, does it include joining one of the factions?
Absolutely.
And what will be the position Kalonzo Musyoka plays to one of the factions? I mean, he has played number 2 for Raila Odinga.
No. Yeah. Forget about positions now. It's better to be in a winning team, and then you will find, you will land yourself somewhere. Don't join a faction because of a position. You might not get that position. Look at Mudavadi and Weta in UDA. What position can they play? Yesterday, the chair of UDA said they joined them as friends. And I think it is the highest time Musalia should accept that, instead of saying Kenya Kwanza itachagua. Itachagua wapi when Ruto has been going round? Is known as the person. Will he say now Musalia come and lead? He should be able to swallow his pride and accept the situation as it is now, and wait and say whatever he would land on, even if he's given the normal jobs mostly given to our people in Western Kenya as a watchman, he should be able to accept it. Because there is no position right now. There is no any outfit that has a position to anybody joining them.
Including, but then how do you just get into a party without formalizing or even cementing the reason why you're moving to a political party? How does Kalonzo Musyoka just join Azimio or even
most of people
without a reason?
Because he's more associated to Azimio more than another person. Kalonzo Musyoka is always against corruption. Kalonzo Musyoka is always against unfair political plays.
He said he'd be a bad man to support Raila Odinga for that.
No, don't believe in that. They have been together for a long time.
But he wouldn't.
And sometimes he might have a pressure. You can say as a person, as an individual. But what will you do with the pressure from down? Because people want it. When people want it, what do you say? People would tell you this is the right way for you to go.
Does it include the group of governors who are now forming their own caucus and pushing Kalonzo out of Ukambani?
I can't talk for the Akamba people, but the Akamba people have credible leaders. Just people like Mama Ngilu. She knows where she's going. She has been in the game for a long time. She's one of the most experienced political leaders in this country. Professor Kivuta Kibwana is not only a very well-informed political leader or who has served as a governor, but he's a professor in every area of politics. He understands. And if you sat with him quietly, he will tell you where Kenya is going. The young upcoming man, Alfred Mutua, he's also a man who has shown that in near future, he will be a credible leader. So I don't think whether Kambas have a diversity of political leaders. I know they will sit down at appropriate time and make a proper decision, having seen how our politics are evolving.
Okay, but I think they've made their decision. It's only Kalonzo Musyoka who hasn't made that decision, because all of them, Kivuta Kivu, they all they all support Raila Odinga.
But that's why I'm telling you that in few days to come, they will be together. I think so, because I don't see Kalonzo Musyoka going with UDA. So where else can he go? It's not only in the Azimio.
Musalia Mudavadi has been very consistent in the manner in which he speaks
Why
about
do you
things
like? Why do you like coming to me about Musalia all the time?
Because we need to see the psyche where we are headed as a country.
He's already outside the pitch. Have you watched football?
A day in politics is a long time.
Yeah, but that's why I'm telling you now he can't reverse. Only survival is if he reversed and said he wants to work with Jaramogi with Raila Odinga.
What stops him, and yet you think Kalonzo can change his mind?
No, he can't. Because let me tell you, Musalia faltered a long time ago. He's fond of faltering. You remember when Raila Odinga had that mock swearing in? That is the day Musalia Mudavadi would have been with Raila Odinga. To inherit Raila's suicidal supporters. Musalia can only be relevant in politics if he has the support of the Nyanza people, he has the support of Western Kenya, of which Raila currently enjoys. But I can tell you for sure, you see people like Joe, you see these young politicians who are coming, because I wrote to them, all of them, 5 of them. I wrote to Raila, I wrote to Musalia, I wrote to Gideon Moi, I wrote to Kalonzo Musyoka, and who else? I wrote to all these guys last year, and I told them, this is the time. If you don't come together, 2027 will be relevant. It's demographic change. There is generational change. There's, because after 2022, all of us will be living in a generation that is not ours. Your generation, Ken, will not care about us. You are going to come up with your other style of leadership. So their time is now. They need all to come together and retire in the government. This is their time. This is the opportunity. People like Kalonzo Musyoka. Even Gideon, because what is going to happen after 2022, his name will be pegged together with his father's name. And then he will be told, you people, you had your own share. There are other people coming. And we must accept that we are heading and living in a generation that is not ours. We must accept that.
So they have one shot.
They have only one shot. Even me, after these elections, you will never hear about me. I'm preparing my legacy, I'm preparing my exit, I'm preparing everything. Because you must accept that there is a limit of everything. And there are other people who are coming. And we must position them. We can remain only behind quietly without people hearing to advise them, if they so wish. But we must accept. Because at my age, most of the people who did prepare me, I don't see them around. Why should I continue calling myself a champion? Who tells you after 22nd, right now, Musalia and Wetangula, they are irrelevant, even if they went back there. They are completely irrelevant. That is why I'm telling you, those people who are in Oka, they should think fast and join Raila to acquire some relevance for 9th of August this year. After that, if you didn't make it, my friend, these guys will be irrelevant. Because, look, even go to parliament, see the young people who are there and those who are now offering themselves to leadership. These are young people who have their own thinking, who want to attract the digital world. the really digital, not the one we were being told by William Samuel Ruto when they were campaigning. Because things have changed. People who are smart, using smart telephones, using smart TV, thinking, people versed in information technology. People who can have companies without offices. That's another generation, my friend. So you want to tell me they will tolerate the Stone Age guys? This is their time to come together and say, let us retire in the government. Somebody like Raila is an engineer. An engineer can read and convert himself in anything. He can continue remaining relevant. But if you are a historian at the University of, or you are doing some art subjects or something like that, or you are a lawyer, which is saturated everywhere on the market, and then you want to say after 22nd, and you are almost in 70s, 80s, or above 60s, and you want to tell people that you will be relevant after 2022, you are lying to yourself.
Okay.
Even the mode of approach on legal matters through virtual system, research and so on, it's not of those old lawyers who are there. Even old doctors now are irrelevant. If they did prescription for you, you can go all these pharmacies, you will not find that medicine. So first of all, we must accept that we are living in a world that is changing very fast. We must accept that.
Same argument could be used against your candidate, the person you support, Raila Odinga. He's the only one who's remaining at the top who's still relevant in politics. From the first time Kenya had election, the first 30 years, the next 30 years. I mean, we're beginning the next 30 years in 2022. I mean, Raila should go with this second 30 years. He cannot cross over.
Let me tell you the difference of Raila. I have never come to understand him. That guy, I want you to sit close to him before he exits. That guy keeps on reinventing himself. That guy is a thinker. I've never seen somebody like that. And when you are sitting with him here, like, he's a born organizer. When you are sitting with Raila next to him, try to move close to him. He's organizing Mombasa, Mandera, everywhere. He's with you here. When he comes back, if you know him well, you will know. He beats even those young men of age between 20 and 30 to 40. You can stay with him until 2 a.m. when you are still sleeping. The man is in Madeira, the man is in Wajir. You open your TV at 10. That is a terrible guy. Look, who knew he was going to come up with something with outfit outside ODM. See how people are singing Azimio. Even me who has been close to him, I didn't know he could come up with a slogan similar to Azimio that I had so many years, Azimio La Arusha, declaration by President Julius Nyerere. And this man is historical, and his memory is intact. He came to address us in our African trade union organization, that is what that I lead as a president. The history he gave about labor movement, it was amazing. He's the only man who understands this country. And I want young people to move close to him, even if you hate him. Go and pick something out of him before he exits. So there are people who can be able to cut themselves to a size understandable to the current environment. That is in simple language. Somebody who can lower himself, even if he's old, and come down to fit into the current.
Your mind is made, SG. What if Raila Odinga doesn't make it to president?
I'm telling you, this is his time. This is his time. Me, I'm a bad loser. Let me tell you. I was a fan of AFC. AFC is a Baluya football, or they used to call it All Federation when the names changed. With Gor Mahia, there were two arch rivals. But I could go and watch Gor Mahia when they are in their practice, when they are playing. A day before they play, so 2 days before they play with the AFC. I go and watch AFC and see the standard and the way their lineup will be. Those days, Gor Mahia had a terrible scorer called Umachege. He was born in Ziwani. That boy was a terrible scorer. And AFC had Joe Kadenge. If Joe Kadenge will not be playing, if Madengo will not be playing, and Umacheke will be playing, you can't see me in City Stadium. Because we are going to lose. So I'm a bad loser. I don't like losing. If I earmark something, I want to get it, I must get it. I'm not a stupid man. I'm not insane. I'm not a madman. I'm telling you, Raila is winning. That is why I have that enthusiasm. That is why I have that figure. I know for sure. And I knew 2014 when William Samoei Ruto was putting on a red tie, Uhuru Kenyatta was putting on a red tie. I was the first person to say when I'm at Tomboya Labour College that this man will not make it. Because I had never seen somebody in his position as a vice president. I saw Daniel Rapmo as vice president. I saw Mike Kibaki. I saw all these vice presidents. I saw Murumbi myself. Who picks a telephone, he calls a junior person in a government department, a lawyer in the ministry department or in a parastatal. This is a deputy president saying, please, that tender, number so and so, give it to Ken Mijungi. He's bypassing the minister. He's bypassing the permanent secretary. He's bypassing the senior officers, under secretary, deputy secretaries in that ministry, up to a procurement officer in that department. I said no. God will not allow this guy to ascend to power. That was and I was convinced, and I said it. Little did I know that even the one he was wearing with a tie, they would disagree. 2008 here, and I don't know whether I have that. It is on the clip, or I can get it, we can find it. I have a person here, if you want us to play it. Where I said, I told some MPs, they came to visit me here, that I'm not seeing Ruto becoming a president. That is 2008 here. Why? Because 2018. 2018. Yes. 2018. 2018. I said, why? Because I said I have never seen when your boss is here, you are asked in that particular congregation on that meeting to introduce him to the crowd, and then you take his position when he's sitting. The guy starts articulating government policies, informing the assembled people where government wants to put roads, what government wants to do this year, next year government will do this, we have set aside this. You know, he was mistaken that the president's under new constitution, that you have the same mandate. No, never. So I said this one will never. God cannot allow you to do that. Let me tell you about Mudavadi. You have been talking too much about Mudavadi. Mudavadi recently he lost his mother, Mama Anna. I respected her. I went there. The father of Mudavadi was my friend. The funeral was taken over by the government because of President Uhuru Kenyatta and their relationship. The funeral was a government funeral. He was given an assistance that you can give to your friend. Today, he has no shame. He's standing on the platform bashing President Uhuru Kenyatta. Can I tell you what will happen to him? He will go down before Uhuru goes down. Uhuru will watch him going down, and he will not see Uhuru Kenyatta going down. Because his mother in the grave will not allow that. Somebody who bought a coffin for her, somebody who made everybody eat in that particular funeral, and somebody who took time to come and stay with you, you know, as a bereaved person, to be with you, to mourn with you, your mother, and you stand on the platform, you say, hii mtu ni bure. Hii mtu ajui mambo ya uchumi. Wewe ndio unajua uchumi. And he's just a land economist. How deeper did he go to? Really deeper economics. Unajifanya, unajua. Like what people say, bottom up, what have. Those are slogans. You cannot build any viable economy using the poor. What makes economy grow is to put in, to come up with policies attractive to both direct and indirect investment.
Katibu, I've not heard you mention the issue of votes, even as you talk about this, about who will win the election, who will lose the election. You're using other reasons to justify why Raila Odinga will be president. But I haven't heard you talk about the vote.
What vote?
From across the country, how people will vote. Because
I told you, my friend, your own region is a close region for Raila.
That's Nyanza region.
Yeah.
Yes.
Western Kenya is a close region for Raila Odinga. Tell me who else will stop him if you saw the Bukungu too. If you saw the Monday's leaders meeting. Who else? If there is one, let him go and convene a meeting such as the one that was in Bukungu Stadium. Higher, let me tell you, you have seen what has happened here today. Here, in Kajiado, I didn't go there. I was watching on TV. Compare that with what Musalia and the rest they were doing in Naivasha on the shops. Going to attracting people who have gone to who are doing shopping. Move out of that. Go to Trans Nzoia. You saw when Raila was there. Recently, he was in Muranga. Huja Stadium, he was there. When Ruto was in Kirinyaga. You saw the size number of people he had in Kirinyaga. If you don't have photographs, I can show you from my telephone. Those are the votes I'm telling you. Do you want to tell me, even me, I have some interest in Kilifi? King has come up with a political party, but he says that party will, the members and the people of Kilifi, and at cost, they will vote for Azimio. It's in Azimio. The whole of where Joho comes from is in Azimio. Go to Kwale, he has sizable number of... So coast is closed for Azimio, my friend.
Okay. Traditionally, how we vote, and you voted longer than I've voted about 3-4 times, is the bulk votes, the basket votes are from Nyanza, from the Rift Valley, and from Central Kenya. Traditionally, even Western Kenya has always divided their votes. They never voted in one solid basket.
Oh, when we were voting for Kibaki? When
that was
made a mistake, 2002.
Yes, that was once.
Exactly this is what is going to happen. Wait. They have no political leader now who is vying for presidency. The whole Western Kenya is going to vote for Raila. Because Musalia has turned himself into Ruto's youth winger. But my friend, this is an open fact. I don't know why you are dwelling on this issue. Let's move to something else. That's a close subject, my friend.
Let's talk about politics of betrayal now, Katibo. I have seen quite a number of people who owe their existence in politics to President Uhuru Kenyatta. There's a lot of also decamping from the side that Uhuru Kenyatta supports. Does that worry you? And why do you think they're moving on the other side? The most recent is Jaguar, who the president stood and told minor commander, stay off, let the young man go.
Let me tell you.
Look at Anwai Guru, the governor.
Let me tell you. These are one-term parliamentarians or politicians who came into politics another day. You remember when we had BBI? BBI was my brainchild. I announced it on 1st of May 2017 that we must revisit Kenya's constitution. And it was taken over by people like Raila, everybody. It became a big issue when they realized it is true that what makes us suffer in this country is a winner takes it all. So people said that time, Raila had not declared his candidate. So they said, oh, this project is Raila, Uhuru's project, even in the Central Province, I'm going, and Ruto says like that. Central Province, ask yourself, is Ruto a son of Wanjiku or Wamboi in Central Province? The answer is no. Have they spoken? The answer is no. What they are doing is indication. I can tell you, when Uhuru Kenyatta, they have only one leader, one political leader. And you know, if I was Ruto, and if he was intelligent, he cannot go to Central and abuse Uhuru Kenyatta the way he's abusing him. Uhuru still has his mother. Uhuru still has his brothers. Uhuru still has his nephews. Uhuru has still have his own community. They are watching. Even if, however your son, however weak he is your son. Somebody to come and abuse him in his own home area, and people have kept quiet. Don't think they are stupid people. The Central people are not stupid people. They fought for independence of this country. They lost a lot. They died for this country. They sacrificed a lot. I was born in Nairobi, I know. If you think of Larry massacre and so many other things, they were disadvantaged those days. And they are keeping quiet. And these people who are talking in Central, these are youthful guys who are one-term MPs, people who have no history. Even another one, the governor of Nyeri was saying, oh, Raila just talks history. Because he doesn't understand how he became a governor. What happened in Nyeri, he doesn't know. When they will talk, wait, they are going to talk. They are going to talk. My friend. So I don't know how.
All right, Katib, we need to take a short break for about a minute or two to come back. But even as you take a break, I want to conclude on this matter. From where you sit, the election is for Raila Odinga to lose.
If election was called today now, and I know this trend is continuing up to August, in April, even it will be more worse, Raila will be controlling almost everywhere in this country. And Uhuru has not talked. And he's going to defend himself. These accusations, these abuses, what they are hurling to him. He has helped these guys more than they have helped him. And they are bitter, some that they were promised. If you are you see somebody like himself, he's bitter against himself. Ruto is also bitter because he was promised. If you are given an opportunity to serve even 5 years in the government as a deputy president, you must say, hallelujah, God is great. You can't become bitter with yourself that you must be president. You use force. My friend, anybody who becomes a president, God must accept. Raila tried 5 times, he couldn't. He must say yes. This year, God has opened the door for Raila. The way I see. He's going to use very little money, amount of money. And he's going to be, prepare for Raila as your 5th president. Prepare for Raila as your 5th president. Prepare for Raila as your 5th president.
Break your table. All right, Katibu, we're taking a short break right here on News Hour. We still have a lot to talk about. When we come back, apart from politics or betrayal, let's look at the numbers. How are we winning this election or losing this election based on the regions and how they're likely to vote? Because he is a voter par excellence. He's voted more times than I can think about it. So when we come back, we talk about that plus a lot more. Stay with News Hour. We're back in a moment. Well,